Hello, friends. Welcome to Pull the Pin podcast. Today, we'll be talking about Jordan Spieth's big win at the Texas Valero Open and the Masters. Stay tuned.
Check it out.
Tommy, Masters Week.
It's Masters Week. It's a very exciting week.
And of course, we're remote again because I'm technically at work right now. Little different time, little different channel. Here we are, the week of the Masters. I mean, this is a week that we all anticipate greatly. But before we get to it, let's jump over to Jordan Spieth and his first win since the 2017 Open Championship. Really played well start to finish. You loved him last week. I liked him last week.
Yeah.
Once again, we've picked another winner, and we just continue to roll. Where are you at with it, Tommy?
Well, I mean, he won in a very Jordan Spieth fashion. I caught the majority of the back nine yesterday. Goes out, and I believe on 10, short sides himself, hits a flop shot to 2 inches. 11, hits a wedge in the bunker, hits the bunker shot to 8 feet, makes it. So, and then what was the most Jordan Spieth like was Charlie Hoffman making birdie, I believe, on 15 or 16, whichever one's the par 5.
Yeah.
And he has to make a 9-footer to maintain his 2-shot lead, and he puts it right in the middle. So it was good to see. I mean, it could give you a lot of confidence going into this week. I still have him as a winner this week. I don't think I'm not afraid to share that because I don't think that's going to be anyone's surprise. But at the same time, the only thing that scares me again is I'm not a fan of back-to-back week winners. But so we'll have to see how that does. But it's good to see him get a win. See, that's going to put him keep him in all the major events for a while now. Not just the majors, but the WGCs and all that stuff. So to have Jordan not in a Ricky Fowler situation is good. So
yeah, I think he's kind of closed the door on that Ricky Fowler situation. Just in general over the last 5 weeks, I think he's been good enough that he's shown that he's back. I was really impressed with him. I watched almost the whole thing on Saturday and Sunday, and traditional Jordan. He's not straight off the tee all the time, but he gets up and down better than anyone, and it's one of the reasons I love him this week. I don't look at this week as a traditional winning back-to-back weeks. I look at a major that just kind of separates itself. I think the second that he walked off on Sunday, it was Masters week, and it's time to get after it. I just think all that goes out the window when you walk into a place like Augusta with the tradition and the anticipation. And I just think this tournament's unrivaled. It's my favorite of the year. I love watching it in high definition. Got the new 65-inch screen TV set up in the house. Excited for that for this weekend.
I'll be at the Lancaster Outdoor Show all weekend, so promote and pull the pin. So I'm gonna have to be watching it on my laptop.
So maybe I'll have to stop by the Lancaster Outdoor Show this weekend and give you some love. I think the other thing that has to be brought up as we get into Masters talk right now is how different the course is going to be in April compared to November last year when Dustin Johnson just went out and obliterated a course that people consider very difficult. I think people are going to be really surprised at the difference in the greens. I'm sorry, I have to wear this while I'm in the building here at work. I think that is going to play a big role in this weekend. I think guys who
it's definitely going to play a big factor. I know a lot last year the greens were a little more, they were a little softer. The greens weren't as fast or breaking as much, so that was definitely a contributing factor. And then Dustin was able to take advantage of both those things because he could just hit wedges and short irons right at flags, and then so he didn't have to play the contours of the green as much. He could just basically take on the flag, and he was able to take advantage of that. And it doesn't mean he's not a contender this week by any means, but it's definitely he's gonna have to have a different approach even 5 months apart. So
So before we get into some names, I want to do some trends that translate. Normally we do stats that translate. We'll hit that later in the show. These are just some trends at the last, a lot of these stats come the last 12 majors or the last 12 Masters tournaments. 8 of the last 12 winners have posted a top 10 at Augusta prior to winning. I think that is such a telling stat about this course being what we would consider at a home, like in Lancaster or somewhere like a homer track, a track that you feel good at, right? So like we talk about one of the guys we play with, Dan, who plays cross gates all the time. He knows every nook and cranny. I think that talks about how Augusta is one of those places that if you have a history of playing well there, it's a good chance that you come out and you have a pretty good idea about the track.
Yeah.
We also have 11 of the last 12 champs recorded top 30 in their two prior events. So that means the 2 prior events that they played before they came into the Masters, they were inside the top 30 in those events. Speaks very well for a guy like Jordan Spieth, who we talked about a little earlier.
Absolutely.
Americans have won 7 of the last 12. 7 of the last 12 champs were winning their first major. That's huge. That's surprising to me. It just speaks to how hard it is to win a major. There's a couple of guys that I really like who have not won a major that I like this week to be in the hunt. Only 2 players in the last 41 years have won after missing the cut the previous year. I mean, that's also telling. It's a small field, so missing the cut is going to hurt you big time year in and year out. If you don't get
just like you don't get the experience,
Exactly, you don't get to experience the weekends. 11 out of the last 12 ranked inside the top 30. So you don't want to reach too far for a guy you're looking for here. I think that you're looking at a guy who's a top 10, top 12 player. That's going to be a guy that you might like. What are you looking at going in here, Tommy?
Well, I mean, the biggest thing with the cuts thing is like, even if you make the cut and aren't in contention, that's still 2 more competitive rounds you get at Augusta, which is exactly what we're talking about. And there's also one thing to play a course on Monday and to play a course on Saturday, because those pins don't really rotate, or they rotate from day to day, but they're the same almost every year. So the fact that you get to play a Saturday pin or a Sunday pin helps you for the following year, even if you're finishing dead last of the people who made the cut, So there's definitely something there to be said. I like, I think there's a lot of cool things there in those stats. You don't have to be looking at a guy who's won majors before, but I think you're right. I don't think this isn't an event where we're going to pull out a guy who's plus 10,000 and be like, you know what, you need to bet on him to win. Like, that's probably pretty unlikely. Though, actually, I say that, I do have one on there, and he replied to some of the other trends, though, that could be very interesting. So,
I've got a couple that are a little interesting this year. Let's run down some of the chalk picks. You've got DJ, different course this time of year, hasn't been super sharp the last couple of weeks, but he is the defending champion, so you have to put him in the equation here.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I mean, he hasn't played much of late, which I found surprising.
Yep.
I thought he would gear up a little bit more for coming into the Masters, especially as the defending champ. I think he's already there. I think he was there as of yesterday. So that's not terribly surprising. But I'm just looking here. DeChambeau, I don't know. He doesn't check a lot of those boxes,
How about I throw out names? We'll talk about them and just work our way down.
Yeah.
Does that work?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I've got JT, obviously solo 4th in November, and looks to be back in control of his game after the Players. Needs to be better than his 101st rank strokes gained off the tee to be decent at Augusta, though. Your thoughts on JT?
I actually really like JT. I don't have him down in my picks, just because it was like I wasn't writing down chalk picks basically when I was researching this week, but he checks a lot of boxes for me. I believe he made the cut last year.
Yep.
He's obviously in the top 30. For me, my biggest thing with betting is where are you trending? So you go top 4 win, and Well, then he had the WGC where it's kind of a different story. But he's been playing really well.
Solo fourth in November says it all for me with the trends. I mean, he obviously enjoyed playing the course last year in November. Hopefully that translates to his April. Next guy on my list, and like I said, we're just going through the easy favorites right now. I got Spieth next. No one has been hotter. He's coming off his first win since 2017.
Winner, top 5, top 10, easy.
Yeah, I mean, it's that whole thing. There is the monkey off his back, and he has to try to win twice in a row. So, but I still like him a lot. I like him a lot moving in. Winner, top 10, top 5, absolutely.
There's not too many scarier guys when they get confident. So
that's exactly right. DeChambeau's next on the list. He hits it far. His short game is good, and he's putting it. Hopefully last year humbled him a little bit, especially with how different the course plays in April. I think if he approaches this like he approached the players, he has a better opportunity than if he goes out and tries to talk like it's a par 67 for him.
I would even say if he approaches it like the U.S. Open where he took his spots. Like there are times on that course where he can just hit it 400 yards if he wants. Like 15, if he could just bomb one down the right side and have like a pitching wedge in, that's a huge advantage. But there's some holes where it's just like not necessary. Like one, just get it over that bunker and between the trees and you have a birdie chance. It's not, I'm never going to, I mean, obviously, like if you and I went and played Augusta, we probably wouldn't break 100 realistically. Absolutely. But especially from championship tees. But for these guys, like this isn't the hardest course that they play all year. There's a lot of prestige to it. There's a lot of mystery to it with like being Augusta, but if you play it right, there are a lot of birdie holes out there.
It's also a little quirky, to be honest. It's not exactly your normal course.
Oh, for sure. But I mean, if you play it the right way, there's plenty of chances to make birdies.
That being said, I don't like DeChambeau a ton. I'll bet on him just because I want him to lose. Next on my list is Cantley. He has constantly been in the hunt all year. That's the kind of player who could break through at a major. His lack of wins does make you wonder, though, is it bad luck, poor finish, or does he choke? It's starting to look like he is not able to finish on Sundays. Something just happens. Perfect example was the WGC match play where he missed like a 4.5 footer that really would have put away a guy and missed it. I don't remember who it was, but really just wondering if he is just that guy who can't close. Next on the list would be Schofley, highest ranked player that I don't see winning. He just doesn't seem to be right now. There seems to be something missing from his game. Confidence might be what he's missing from his game, but he just has not played well as of late. Another guy.
Just looking on this particular app, it looks like they're only allowing winner top 10, top 5 betting right now.
Well, that usually changes on Wednesday.
Gotcha.
Then you have the Rahm situation where we talked about it. You saw it a little differently than me. You see the baby as a distraction. You still think that after I told you?
Positive distraction.
So it's not a negative. Congratulations.
I think you're right. We were talking. I'll let him tell your point of view, and then because you're definitely a very good point.
So for me, I think the baby being born is the best thing that could have happened to him going into the Masters. For the first time in 9 months, he's going to be playing around a golf where he's not worried about his pregnant wife at home possibly going into labor. Right. And then you add that to he's been top 10 in his last 3 Masters. And you come out just a happy new dad. I think Jon Rahm plays really well this week. He is one of the guys that I really like as a possibility to win his first major.
I agree, but my question is, when does he get there this week? Like, he's not there now,
right?
So how much does that hurt his preparation? Does that throw off his natural timing of what event, like of him starting an event this week? Sure. Is he like, if he starts to play bad, he's like, dang, I could have been at home with my son. Like, like if doesn't get off to a hot start, he's going to start thinking, now maybe I should have stayed home with my son or something. There's just so many factors there for me that where his odds aren't that good anyway. Do I want to bet on someone with all those external factors.
Well, I think the tough thing here is the odds aren't going to be great on most of the guys you bet on. If you're betting on somebody that falls into these trends, I'm going to be betting on everybody because it's what I do.
Right.
Next on my list is Patrick Reed, 2018 winner. When he's hot, he can play with anyone. He's worth a pick. He hasn't been playing great, so I'm not. His short game just isn't what it had been. Why that is right now, who knows? Maybe he's trying not to fluff his lies as much as he usually does. Who knows? But that's, I've got Reed there. Another guy that I like this week a lot is Webb Simpson. 10th in 2020, 5th in 2019. Hammers his irons wherever he wants, and he putts it. He's also a pretty cool customer. Love him to be in it this year. I don't see him being the type of guy coming down the stretch on Saturday and Sunday, crumbling under Masters type pressure.
Yeah. I mean, I had him as a top 10 pick. So, I mean, I don't know if I have him to win. But
yeah, he's just one of those guys I could see bringing it together here at a tournament like this.
Yeah, for sure.
Next on the list, Morikawa. He's good. Maybe the best iron player in the game. Only his second trip to Augusta, though. So that really is a big check for me that he might not be a guy to bet on this week.
Yeah, it might be a little early in his career to start thinking that.
Yeah.
But you never know. Maybe he pulls out a top 20, a top 10,
Yep. He's also the only guy other than Tiger Woods to be under 25 and have a major and a WGC to his credit at this point. So he obviously isn't scared of the spotlight.
No, I don't think it's that. I think it's just course knowledge more than anything.
Sure. Next on the list would be McIlroy. Still looking for that career Grand Slam at the Masters, baby.
Still looking for that swing, though.
Yeah, he has not been the Rory Mcilroy we were hoping for this year. It's still early.
Multiple times to people that I would bet on him. I would rather put money on him to never win a Masters than for him to win a Masters. So that's so far. He's so far in his own head with it. He can't. There's no way. When he hit that ball out of bounds on 10 left, that was the end of his chances to ever win a Masters, in my opinion.
He is all over the stats that translate this week. Paul Casey has been playing great golf. No majors in his career. At 43, is this his chance to break through? He's been playing really good golf. I like the odds. I mean, he's a guy that I think, he doesn't get too high, doesn't get too low. If he's in it in the weekend, he's a guy to bet on.
Yeah, I have him top 5.
Next on the list would be Cam Smith. I know that the Tennessee Top Hat is a guy that we talk about a lot.
Yeah. Played really well last year.
2 top 5s in 3 years at Augusta. Once in November, once in April, so he knows both sides of it.
Mm-hmm.
I pick him every other week, so why not this week?
Exactly.
I'll take Cam Smith.
Top 5, top 10 on Cam Smith. So.
Then I get into some other guys. Max Homa is going to be there. Sunday M was second last year alone. Dylan Fratelli, I like. And then you've got some. What's that?
Damn it! You're taking the wind out of my sails on that one.
Oh, you wanted the Dylan Fratelli sale.
Mm-hmm.
Go for it. Pick it up.
Winner, top 10, winner, top 5, top 10, top 20. I was putting all in on Dylan Fratelli. I mean, he was top 5 last in fall, wasn't he?
Yep. I think this year has gone for me from the year of Neiman to the year of Fratelli.
No, see, I saw Neiman high on this list too.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I don't see him playing well this week, but that doesn't mean he doesn't.
I refuse to abandon the year of Neiman.
I haven't abandoned it. I'm just not I'm just not hanging as many banners for it. If Koepka plays, the odds are right. You should bet on him.
Right. I mean, he's there.
Yeah. Yep. Well, it's just whether or not he makes it through 4 rounds, right? He just got off knee surgery. He loves the majors. I mean, you got to bet on him. And then I'm going to throw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 names at you real quick. Westwood, Finau, Scheffler, Hovland, Berger, Molinari, Palmer, Zalatoris, Connors, Rose.
I like one of those names.
Guys are worth bets, top 10, top 5, and if you have the money to win because the odds are right. Except for Finau, the odds are terrible.
I like Woodland a lot. He just played a really good round yesterday. gearing up at the right time.
Oh, Gary Woodland. Okay, absolutely. Corey Connors and Justin Rose show up on the stats that translate a whole lot, which blew my mind, especially the Corey Connors. He's just a sneaky, consistent player that I really didn't know much about until this year.
Yeah, he let me down this weekend, though.
Long shot. Got 2 of them, and I mean, it is a long shot and a half. First one is Mackenzie Hughes. This is his first Masters since missing the cut in 2017 debut. He's 50th in the world golf rankings, and his odds sit with the amateurs and returning over-the-hill champs. Okay? Like on some of them, he is like plus 50,000.
So why not throw $1 on him, just in case?
Right? And his top 5, top 10 odds aren't bad either. The other one, I mean, you sold me on him. Robert McIntyre is a guy I like. You just never know. You just never know.
He did make it out of pool play at the WGC, but that's the first thing he's done on this side of the pond.
You never know. You never know.
I mean, his odds are probably outrageous.
That's what I'm just throwing some guys out there that the odds are pretty ridiculous.
There's a guy that we haven't mentioned. There's actually 3 guys that you haven't mentioned that I'm kind of surprised.
Well, I want to hear them because I got a list here left, and we'll see where we're at.
All right. Well, I'm going to say the obvious one is Scotty Scheffler for winner. You did him? Set winner. Top 5, top 10.
10 names that I threw out.
Yeah. Chris Kirk, winner, top 5, top 10, top 20.
Yeah, I like Chris Kirk.
I like Chris Kirk a lot. Fitzmagic I have as a top 20. No.
But yeah, you're probably right. I think
Sergio.
I said Sergio.
Top 10.
I said Sergio.
Zalatoris.
I got Zalatoris on that. See, I ran through those 10 names really fast.
Too fast. Did you say Horschel? I have Horschel winner, top 5, top 10.
I had Horschel written down, I thought, but I guess I skipped right over him.
Yeah, but he he checks a lot of those boxes. Never a major winner.
I like Horschel a lot, yeah.
Playing well recently. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that, man. I thought I had him written down here somewhere. I like it. I like it, man. I like it. Keep me straight.
Billy Horschel. I have Matt Wolff, top 20.
No.
Yep, he played well recently.
He's many times.
And then
he played well at the WGC where he made more bogeys than anybody else, but stayed in it because it's match play.
That's fair. And then Robert Streb, top 20.
In fact, I might be wrong about this, but I don't know that he shot under par in any round at the WGC.
Well, what are you gonna do? And one guy. Well, I also have Munoz.
Yeah.
10, top 20. Sebastian Munoz, top 10, top 20.
Yep.
You already said Webb. I only had him top 10. And then Brian Harman, winner, top 5, top 10, top 20. Give me some Brian Harman this week.
Damn you. That was going to be how I closed the show. I was trying to save it till the end. I was just going to go like what I did with Scotty Scheffler at the WGC. I was just going to go Brian Harman out. Brian Harman is my guy this week. I love that we're just on the same page all the time, Tommy. It's hilarious.
Yep.
I'm writing down that you said it too.
Yep. So my winners this week, but outside of the super chalk picks, were Spieth, who's kind of there, Woodland, Scheffler, Neiman, Billy Horschel, Fratelli, and Harman.
What scares me about Woodland is his putter at Augusta. He gets
hot at times, though. He just needs to get hot for 4 days.
Yeah, absolutely.
And plus, if he gets those wedges, now you're just going like he can. He might have some kick-ins anyway. So
fair. All right, you ready for some stats that translate?
I'm always ready for some stats to translate. Love that.
I got to get back to posting it up on the screen. Average greens in regulation per round at Augusta over the last 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
JT is number 1. Corey Connors is number 2. Justin Rose is number 3. Here's a guy that I cannot believe you didn't say anything about. I definitely have him top 10, top 5. Louis Oosthuizen is number 4.
See, but he hasn't done it for me lately.
I'm ready to see a Louis out there.
Yeah.
Spieth 5, Rahm 6, Westwood 7, Sink 8, Adam Scott 9, Xander Schofley 10. Adam Scott's not a bad guy to throw some money on at Augusta. Average putts per round. Woosman, Horschel, Connors, Sink, Hatton, Singh, JT, Fleetwood, Molinari, and Westwood.
Mm-hmm.
Connors shows up twice already. Sink twice already. Westwood twice already.
Sink? Is that Stuart Sink?
It is Stuart Sink.
Wow.
Cuts made over the last 10 years. Rory, 9 for 9. Adam Scott, 9 for 9. Kuchar, 8 for 9. Oosthuizen, 8 for 9. Rose, 8 for 9. Bubba, 8 for 9. Spieth, 7 for 7.
Yeah.
Best average finish. I think this is the most telling stat. This is one of the reasons that I think Jon Rahm is a guy I love this week, baby and all. Jon Rahm's average finish at Augusta over the last 10 years, he has not played there for 10 years because he's only like 25, 26.
Mm-hmm.
Is 11.8. Spieth is 12.3. McIlroy 13.9. Koepka 14.8. Westwood 17.4. That puts him on 3 out of the 4 lists. Finau 17.7. JT 18.8. DJ 19.4. And the last one, average fairways hit. You're going to love a couple of these names. We've got Langer, Mize, Molinari, Connors, Webb Simpson, Kuchar, Berger, Zach Johnson, Stenson, and Kisner. Those are your stats that translate.
There you go. I mean, based on that names I pulled out, JT, Connors, Rose, Louis, Sink, Rahm, Westwood. So. Yep.
That's exactly who I have underlined, almost to a T. I did underline. Did you say Molinari?
No.
I underlined Molinari just because he seems to play really well at Augusta, even though he hasn't been playing well. I'd hate to not bet on him, and then all of a sudden he comes out and refines his game.
I could live with that.
All right, so you want to talk about this this pick thing on a bet site that we're not supposed to talk about?
Yeah, I'll talk about it. So, on an undisclosed gambling site, there's a major pool going on, and there's 10 things to pick from. I already did mine, but we'll compare with Ty and I, see how compatible we are with this. So, for the first is a list of 6 people, and it's who will finish highest of those 6. It's DJ, Bryson, JT, Koepka, Rory, or Schofley.
I've got Thomas.
I also had Thomas. So there you go.
Which of the listed golfers will have the best finishing position? Jordan Spieth, Daniel Berger, Tony Finau, Patrick Cantlay, Colin Morikawa, or Patrick Reed?
I originally said Cantlay.
I'm going to take Spieth.
Yeah, my second time around. I did it quickly yesterday. You can bet on it multiple times, and I'm changing it to Spieth now. But I originally picked Cantlay.
All right. Which of the listed golfers will have the best finishing position? Joaquin Niemann, Victor Hovland, Abraham Answer, Webb Simpson, Sungjae Im, Hideki Matsuyama.
The year of Niemann, baby. The year of
Niemann. I'm going Webb.
Mm-hmm.
DeChambeau's longest drive, 374.5 over or under 374.5? I'm going under.
I went under as well.
That's insane. Like,
mm-hmm.
DeChambeau
it's also generally fairly soft there, so like that's something to consider.
The ball doesn't roll out like it did. Like, remember last year, everybody was like, "Oh, he's going to hit at 380," and then it was like 320, 330, 310. You know,
it's also not going to be blistering hot either. You know,
no. DeChambeau finishing position: 1st to 10th, 11th to 20th, 21st to 30th, 31st to 40th, 41st to 50th, or 51 or above does not make the cut. I think he finishes in the top 30, 21st to 30th.
I said 31st to 40th.
Okay. How many?
That's what I said last time, but I think it depends. I still don't think he has. I still think he's going to overly try to overpower this course. But if he does it a little less, yeah, I could see 20 to 30th. Oop, losing my camera here.
Uh-oh. How many hole-in-ones will there be? I'm going to say 1.
I said 1 as well.
It's the year of the ace, man. There's been a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Which Australian player will have the best finish? Cam Smith. I'm not even going through the names. Cam Smith.
Yep, done.
What will be the best single-round score of the tournament? Better than 64.5, worse than 60. Wow, that's a good score. I'm going to say worse than 64.5.
I'm going better then.
Yeah?
I think there'll just be one random guy on like Saturday or Sunday who really wasn't in it, and then all of a sudden shoots 64 on the dot and like moves up into like 7th or something. So.
What will be the winning margin? Playoff 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 or more.
I said 2.
Yeah, that's exactly where my head was, 2. I like it. Score of the cut line, -1 or better, or even par or worse? Even par or worse.
I'd say -1 or better. Scoring is, you got to think about it this way. There's less guys that make the cut there.
Yep.
So the cut's naturally going to be higher. And generally scoring is pretty good there. So
the average cut line has been +2 over the last 2 years.
Ooh.
Or the last 3 years. So
okay.
So.
I'm still sticking with it.
That's fine. I gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we ran through that. I'm excited, man. This is one of my favorite tournaments of the year. Hoping to get out and play some golf this week. It's going to be beautiful up here.
Fox Chase.
What's that?
Playing Wednesday at Fox Chase.
What's that?
Playing Wednesday at Fox Chase.
Nice. What time?
I don't know yet. It's part of my like Wednesday league.
Nice. Get after it. Go well.
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
All right, brother. Well, I am gonna go act like I work for a living, but good stuff. Sorry I couldn't be in the shop today for this. I was hoping to be. And hopefully we'll be back there next week.
Yep, looking forward to it.
All right, man. So, like I said I was going to do, Ryan Harmon.
Harmon, baby. Ride that Harmon train.
All right, Tommy. We'll see all of you later. Oh, we gotta run the ad. Oops. There you go. Check this out.
Hey, what's up, guys? March Madness is here. The NBA and NHL are both in full swing. Baseball opening day is coming up, while we here at the Painted Lines are devoted to bringing you top-notch content from all the major sports. We are excited to also now give you the opportunity to cash in on all that content and knowledge. If you follow the link below, you will have the opportunity to sign up with BetRivers, an online sportsbook, and get an instant new user deposit match of up to $250. That's free money that you can use and try to turn into more free money. Let's go. Don't sit there and waste all that money. Turn every basket into an otherwise meaningless Cavs-Timberwolves matchup on a random Wednesday in March. That makes it all the more exciting. For betting tips and advice, be sure to check out written content from our top prognosticator, Money Max, on our website at thepaintedlines.com, or check out the Tough Cover podcast right here on the Painted Lines YouTube channel. You've seen the commercials all over TV and radio, but now is the time. Sign up today with BetRivers using the link below and start cashing in on your love for sports. Using the link below will automatically inform BetRivers that TPL sent you, and you'll get that new user deposit match of up to $250. Don't miss out on this opportunity for some free money, baby.
All right, want to thank the
They shortened it.
Thank XL Media. Thank Pull the Pin, and we're out. See you, Tommy.
We'll see you.